Lord Liu Bei, please take us with you.
You're a true warrior of the three kingdoms. Good evening, everyone. Today we're here to talk about one of my personal favorite games, a game that never changes, but I buy it every single time, and that is Dynasty Warriors.
Woot!
Woot indeed. Every iteration is more or less the same, much like Madden, minor tweak every time it gets my wallet out. So, I am your co-host, Antoine.
And I'm your co-host, Peter.
And this is Analysis Paralysis Corner.
So back to Dynasty Warriors. This might be a little bit of a surprise. Maybe it's not that big of a surprise, but for me, my actual first encounter with the Dynasty Warriors series actually isn't with the original Romancing of the Three Kingdoms series. It's the Dynasty Warriors Gundam series.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah, it was exactly like, especially because you got to play as all your different not Dynasty Warriors characters, but the Gundam characters like Hiro Yui, and now I'm going to date myself as to only a Gundam Wing person and not a completely Mobile Suit Gundam person. I knew some of the other ones, but yeah, that was my first interaction with it, was fighting it as robots. But I loved it. Got into the rest of the series afterwards, especially getting into Dynasty Warrior, like the Dynasty Warriors lore. I really liked about the Romancing of the Three Kingdoms, going into Shu, Wei, and oh man, what is the other one?
Wu.
Yeah, you're right. Shu, Wei, Wu, and then
Jin.
Jin came in later. Yeah. What was your first interaction with Dynasty Warriors?
My first interaction with Dynasty Warriors was actually Dynasty Warriors 3 on the PS2. After playing that, I bought Dynasty Warriors 2 and 1 because I thought, hey, I'm going to be missing out on other things. And surprising to find that Dynasty Warriors started off as a fighting game, like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and whatnot. So did not get much playtime with 1, but Dynasty Warriors 3, hundreds of hours in. Got it because it was a cooperative game. Me and my brother bought every cooperative game under the sun, and we played through it together. And back then, in the 3 range of the game, they didn't even pronounce everything correctly. So that was a fun change eventually later on in the series when Sun Quan became Sun Chuan, and you're like, was he always supposed to be Sun Chuan?
Lord Cao Cao versus Lord Coco Cao Cao.
Cao Cao is what he used to be. It's been a long time. I think the Dynasty Warriors 3 came out in the very early 2000s. So at this point, I'm looking at around 20 years of playing the series.
That must mean I'm around that same range.
Yeah.
Because you and I played Dynasty Warriors Gundam. You were the person that introduced it to me. We're here talking about another game that you've introduced to me. Isn't that crazy?
That encounter might happen often because I feel like I talk a lot about games.
What was your first appeal towards Dynasty Warriors, other than, so you mentioned the partner group aspect of playing with your brother. What else did you like about it?
Oh man, that's a tough question to answer, I think. Besides playing with my brother, I feel like even though everything was structured around the exact same, like, square triangle, square triangle, square triangle, like they did a good job at making the characters feel interesting. I did not know initially that it is based off of accurate Chinese lore. So it was cool to learn about all of these events and these battles that happened in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Yeah, I think that was kind of appealing to the younger me. And later on in life, I actually ran into someone. I had a conversation with someone who said they're a descendant of Han, which was kind of cool. It's like, hey, I feel like I could talk to your existence because I've played a lot of Dynasty Warriors games. So, but yeah, I think that's what got me in. What about you? Or besides me?
Yeah, besides my friend Antoine telling me to play it. No, I think what really got me into it was just the power aspect of the game. When you get playing as a character, it's like you're a god. You go over and there's like these little peons that you just instantly slash away. There's no game that makes you feel so powerful and yet so weak at different moments. Because then you're going over and attacking like a field of peasants when you're playing on normal mode, and then on hard mode, all of a sudden archers are the worst thing ever.
Yeah, and then Lu Bu appears, and it's GG.
Yeah, on any mode, easy, hard, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I did like that aspect, the combo system. You mentioned it earlier, and what I thought was beautiful about the combo system was it was simple across the board for you to enter and pick up a character and just start playing with them. And then as you continue to go on, you could figure out which ones it was better to do, the square triangle, 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 or square, 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 triangle, triangle, like whichever one. Because some of them it was like, well, maybe you only do square twice and then do triangle twice, and that's Zhuge Liang, and he does some huge lightning attack right at the get go, and it's a area effect. Or Guan Ping, who he had a combo that you do 5 squares. I think it's either 5 or 6 squares, and then you go to triangle, triangle, and that ends with this awesome like area effect swing that gets everybody in surrounding you.
Yeah. I think something kind of related to this chain of thought is like it's got that looter shooter feel where like you start off and you have that crappy weapon that only gives you the 4 hit combo. And then once you get that 5 hit combo, you're like, oh man, like this expands so much and I just got so much better and with one more button press. And then you get the 6 hit combo weapon and you're like, I got even better. And so it was just like the barrage of loot that would incrementally make you better over time. I don't think that I knew that how appealing that was initially, but now that I think about it and the Diablos and the Borderlands and how good it feels to get better gear, I feel like this is actually one of the earlier games that made me feel that way.
Yeah, you're right. Especially as you started picking up certain like attributes as well. So not only did you gain like added bonuses, like added attacks, you gained like statuses like lightning or wind or fire. And I love using lightning, especially when I was playing as Jotai with his freaking katana swings and stuff. Like it's so like you just constantly combo people.
Yeah, but what you really mean is you love Vorpal because that ability to instantly kill peons is even more amplified with Vorpal powers.
Yeah. Because not only do you kill peons, you kill semi not peons.
Yeah, those generals with names that aren't important enough to have, distinct pictures.
Yeah, like Chen Gong.
Yeah, who's that guy?
I'm pretty sure I've killed him in every single series. What do you think about, like so they have a tagline normally after every time a person gets defeated, when you don't technically kill them, like, even, like, the generals that you don't play with or the commanders that you don't play with, they're like, "I will not, like, lose here. I'm coming back again."
Yeah, oftentimes. Sometimes you do kill them. Sometimes they say, "My time has come," instead of that, they'll actually get vanquished. But often, yeah, I think it is at first maybe it was a way to not have 8,000 names in the game. They're like, "Well, this guy's gonna run away now, so you can find him again later. He'll do a couple push-ups, get stronger, and then you find him later." But yeah, that was always interesting. It's like, I'm sorry, my blade ran clearly through you, and you're gonna run away? Oh.
I think Zhang He had one of my favorite, like, ways of dying or losing to you. He's like, "My beauty should not be sullied by defeat. I shall return."
The ever beautiful Zhang He.
He's one of the guys when we talked about this the other day because of the new movie that's coming out. He's a Way member,
Yep.
one of the cooler Way members.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I mean, the obvious coolest Way member is Jahodun.
You're right, you're
He's
right.
got an eye patch.
Totally.
Yeah. Or, if Zhu's shoe doesn't make an appearance in this movie, I'm gonna I'm still gonna watch it, but I won't watch it twice.
Well, you already know Gan Ning didn't make it.
Yeah, my pirate man. I don't understand how they're gonna cut him out. Wait, is Wu not in it at all? I actually haven't kept up with the trailers.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm just gonna pull up the, cast information.
I feel like that would be a huge cut to remove Wu. I feel like Wu is such a big like Shu is obviously the protagonist of the series in general, but I feel like Wu is like a pretty decent secondary protagonist. Like they're also good people.
It's Cao Cao and his reign of chaos or whatever they called it. Although their Way is definitely my favorite period that they cover. I don't know, the characters were just cooler to me because you mentioned Zhao Duin, right? I don't know if you have, like, sat and read the lore as the loading screen was going before a level, but they talk about how Zhao Huduin, like, in one fight, how he gets that eye patch is he gets shot in the eye by an arrow, in one, like, retelling of it, apparently, he eats the eye, like, to pretend like he's so strong. I don't know, maybe they didn't actually say it in the game itself, but I remember reading about him, the person, and that's the legend has it is in that moment to make sure that everybody was going to not lose hope because he just got shot in the face. He's like, I could eat my eye."
I've done this before. This is me acknowledging that I said Xiao Dun earlier. I need to say Zhao Dun or Zhao Dun or however his name's supposed to be pronounced. Some of the old pronunciations of the names, and honestly, it may have just been a bias based on me being a teenager playing this game and just reading it. An American teenager, I guess I should specify that, and just reading it wrong. But I mean, you mentioned that Wei is your favorite, but I think your ultimate favorite character is in Shu. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Guan Ping's your guy.
Guan Ping's my guy. Guan Ping's my favorite male character.
Yeah, is best girl on what's her name?
Best girl is also in Shu for me.
The girl who I think ultimately marries Guan Ping. Oh no, it's Xing It's Xing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's your
Zhang
favorite.
Fei's daughter.
Yeah,
Oh, you remember though. That's good.
yeah. I mean, we played a lot of this game together,
Yeah, we
so
did.
it'd be sad if I didn't remember.
You never played the Sengoku Basara series, did you?
Uh, I own it. Yes, no, I've never played it.
So Sengoku Basara did the exact same thing that Dynasty Warriors did when it first came out. Sengoku Basara was also a fighting game, and then they swapped to the Dynasty Warriors style.
Oh, I'm I'm looking forward to the, Mortal Kombat game portrayed as a Dynasty Warriors game then. If it's clearly the inevitable evolution of every fighter.
Right?
Where's that
Next
Guilty
Street
Gear?
Fighter, you're gonna fight as
Yeah.
Ryu,
Yeah.
and
Killing
not Ryu
thousands.
Hayabusa, who comes in the Warriors Orochi games.
Yeah. The Hadouken Ryu.
The Hadouken Ryu, yes.
So I feel like this movie might be good news for the super fans like me, because it has actually been a Dynasty Warriors drought recently. Because I don't think they've made a new game in 3 years, which is forever. They haven't even pumped out an Empires or an Extreme Legends, or like they did another Warriors Orochi, but like a main series title. They haven't done one in a really long time. So hopefully this movie stimulates that. Maybe they already have one in the making, but I think I am kind of fiending for another Dynasty Warriors game.
Yeah, I am too. And it's funny thing is that I'm still into playing just through the same story. Like at this point, I kind of know the order of operations. I think it begins with
The Yellow Turbans, man.
yeah, Yellow Turbans. It goes into Wu, then it goes into the Wei period, then it goes into Shu period, and ends in the Jin period. I don't know if Jin is actually a real time period or if that's just one that they call it Jin at the end.
Yeah, I don't know either. I should actually look more into the actual lore a bit more.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast, and I think you're right. I don't see anybody that's remnant of the Wu people.
Where's Sun Chuan? I feel like that's probably the best place to say that. That's disappointing. The Soon family is like one of my faves, and obviously, as you mentioned, as previously mentioned, or maybe for the first time, Gan Ning is like my standing favorite character. Something cool about a pirate with a huge sword. Ah, man, no Zhou Yu, no Lu Jun.
Mhm.
Ah, there's so many. No Zhou Tai, the mightiest
Right.
warrior.
Yeah, the guy I just mentioned earlier with the katana. Yeah, man.
Yeah. No Tai Fisher. Oh, my brother will be very unhappy without the oh I'm blanking on their names. The sisters.
Oh,
The
Da Qiao and
Chow.
Zhao Qiao.
Yeah. Where are the Chow sisters?
They're they are absent. Yeah, that makes me wonder kind of where they're at in this period. So you have Lu Bu, right? Lu Bu is one of the characters that appears based on what I see here. So Lu Bu's in it, Cao Cao's in it, Liu Bei's in it. It makes me think that they're gonna like cover that fight on the water because Guan Yu's also here too, but maybe not. I forget where was Lu Bu? Like Lu Bu eventually gets defeated by Wei. I think Cao Cao killed like has him killed after he's defeated.
Lu Bu is an immortal warrior. He never dies. Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yeah, so it's hard to kind of pin if he's in this. I think he's maybe somewhere a part of the Yellow Turban. We should look that up.
Oh, so Zhang Zhao is in the movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so
actually, it must start with the Yellow Turban then,
has to.
because yeah, Yuan Shao is also in it. Dong Zhuo, I think, is the person that was working with Lu Bu.
Yeah, he's the lead of the non primary faction. So for a bit. So does that mean Wan Xiao is going to be in it then?
Yuan Shao, Yuan Shao.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he was the lead in the very beginning of the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I say lead, but in the like Yellow Turban Rebellion, he was leading the Han forces. The Yellow Turban Rebellion is basically Yuan Shao versus Zheng Liao, not Zheng Liao, Zheng Jiao. All the names are running together in my brain now, but he is the lead of the Han dynasty. So
Oh, okay.
anyway, interesting. We're doing that AP thing that we often do, getting sidetracked.
That's the whole point. That's why we call it this.
That is why we call it. Something else that I would like to, talk about before, the end of this episode is how many other games have been implemented in this style. I know it's all Koei or Megaforce or whoever, but we mentioned briefly Warriors Orochi and Sengoku Basara, but there's Hyrule Warriors. Oh, and you mentioned Dynasty Warriors Gundam before. There's that Records of Arslan game. There's the Pirate Warriors, the One Piece game, and it's just like I again fall victim to it every time. Same formula, just different characters, and I think that is something that's kind of the niche that they work themselves into, but they do such a good job representing the other stories or the other worlds, universes in this universe. It's always so good.
I haven't played it, but I want to also mention it because you mentioned the other anime ones. Don't forget Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, yep. That's probably one of the best ones. It is super smooth and amazing how well they implemented, and it's just a huge shift because you're not fighting hundreds of little guys. You do fight some little guys, but you're fighting titans. So it's like general after general, and then the titans get bigger and better. But yeah, Attack on Titan is one of the best ones. Oh, also Berserker. Haven't played that one, but another one.
Yeah, I started playing that one. Berserker is one that I think actually feeds itself into being more like having Dynasty Warriors esque things about it because Guts, the guy, the main character, like he basically is able to own so many peons like that, just like smash around. Like you guys are so weak, can't even deal with me.
Oh, there's another one. Josh's favorite anime, Fist of the North Star.
Oh, yep.
That one, another Dynasty Warriors implementation. There's just so many.
We've actually still skirted over Persona 5.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I've skirted over it in real life. I really need to play Strikers. I bought Strikers day one. Still have not played it. But yeah, another one. And Fire Emblem has one too.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so
We were
many.
playing through that one together. Then I don't know what happened. I think we ran out of time.
Yeah, that happens.
It does. So let me ask you a question. Considering like we'll just stay in Dynasty Warriors, although we talked about most of them. What is your favorite battle that they include in Dynasty Warriors?
Oh man. I can't remember the name of the battle. It is not Hulao Gate. It is what is the battle? The one where Huang Gai makes his mighty sacrifice and sets all the boats on fire.
I think that's the Battle of Red Cliff. But I don't think it's called Battle of Red Cliff.
It's a different name. If I could pull up a wiki or something. if I just click on Huangai, it is his shining moment.
Oh, it's the Battle of Chobi or Chibi.
Yes, that one. I love that battle. I love it so much I don't remember the name, but that was it's such a cool sequence. It's such a cool, I don't know. The first time you experience it, in my opinion, it's like, oh man, like this fight's going great, and then they're like, ship's on fire, oh man, and the strategy shown by Zhuge Liang, and like all of the tactician stuff that happens throughout that fight. I just enjoy that fight so much.
I agree. I liked that. I like that fight as well. Especially because I think you have all the different dynasty people to get like fighting. Wu's there, Wei's there, Shu's there. Because I think that fight also end like in some incarnations, like Liu Bei is looking for Guan Yu in that fight, and at that point, Guan Yu has been working with Wei for some time,
Yeah,
or Cao Cao, I should say.
yeah.
Like I don't think they named themselves the like Wei people. I think that's just maybe they did.
Naming convention for the game series.
Yeah, yeah. You said Hula Gate. I don't know if that's the one. What is the one where they flood the place? Is that like they flood the castle? I think that's the one that also they it's where they capture Lu Bu is in that fight.
But you're talking about the one that they flood the castle with rain or whatever.
Yeah.
Crap. I'm the worst. I think I'm after this podcast. I'm gonna pop it in. Kind of just start playing some Dynasty Warriors. It's been too long. My brain's deteriorating. Can't remember the names.
I think it's the Battle of Fan Castle.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yep.
That game, like those different battles are so awesome. Especially like I think one of the key fun things about playing it is you get a map layout of the battle that you're a part of, and your partner, if you're playing with a partner, they have a specific position that they're at, and you're at some position, and then you guys can just kind of map out. I'm going to go up this way and do all this, and I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm. And then the first time you play through, like sometimes it'll say, "Oh, forces are gathering in this area," and then you're like, "Oh, let me go thwart them," and there's like ambush, and it's just like there's so many elements that they add to it that is just there to catch you by surprise, or that's interesting, and you can just bulldoze through the whole thing, or you can take the steps that they provide, and then you kind of get a different experience.
I forget which Dynasty Warriors they started doing it in. I think it was either 8 or 7, where essentially they brought in scenarios where the battle where Guan Yu dies, you can keep him from dying. Like you say, okay, you have to do some other missions in order to unlock it. But when you do, then you're able to shift the tides and you change kind of like going forward what happens with the Shu dynasty if Guan Yu lives.
Ah, I don't remember that. So maybe it was 7. Because as we talked about previously in a different conversation, that I think that's the one that I played a little bit of and then I didn't love it.
Hmm.
Or maybe that was 6.
6 was the one that I didn't really like as much because 6 repeated so many people's weapons.
Yeah, which don't do that. I want a different sword for everyone. I don't want realism. I don't want just because I fight with. I want my huge Buster looking sword with my characters, and I want it to be unique every time.
I like this character specific weapons that they do. It's like this is the weapon that is for your character
Yeah,
for the duration of this game.
yeah. For some reason, Zhu Rong has a boomerang that ends up getting blades on 3 different sides or something like that. It's not practical. I love it.
It's not. You're right. It's not practical, but
Yeah,
it's like why not?
why
I
not?
mean, doesn't Sai Wenji fight with like a harp or something?
Yeah, and then there's I don't remember his name. He was a newer character, maybe introduced in 5 or 6 and beyond. The guy who fights with cards.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean you can fight with anything in the Dynasty Warriors franchise. I mean, Zhuge Liang has a fan,
yep.
the
A lot of
mightiest
characters
fan.
have fans too.
Yeah,
I like the distinction though. Like one is a war fan, the other one is a battle fan. Or
yeah. And then there's that weird guy who's always on the deathbed who fights with like a cannon or something. He has like or
oh yeah, that's is that Huo Guai or something?
something like that. Guo Huai, yeah, something. Yeah, they just have ridiculous weapons everywhere, and that's what makes it great. Meng Guo fought with like a totem pole or just like a random pillar that he probably picked up off the side of a street one day and just started beating people with it. And then they gave him his like bear claws, but
Yeah. I'm trying to think like of some of the other people.
some of the other unique weapons.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh, Zhang He, of course, had the claw.
yeah, not Vega.
Not Vega, but might as well be Vega.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's weird. I guess Taisei Shu has, stone rods.
Yep.
Oh, Sun Sang Shing with her rings.
Yep. She had the double rings. In Dynasty Warriors 6, she had a bow and arrow, which is kind of weird.
Delete. No, thank you.
Never again.
Never again. Zenji. Oh, Zenji, her flute girl.
Yep. Oh, she did have a flute.
That's like the worst weapon known to man. You can't do anything with that. If you hit someone with it, it's broken. One hit.
Just done.
Just done. Great game. Crazy series.
I liked Xing Sai for her shield and sword combo. Nobody else has a shield with a sword. She has this oddly Western looking fight style.
Yeah. Does anyone else have a shield? Period.
I don't know. I think some variations. I think Sao Ren might occasionally have something. Like I think sometimes he has like a ball and chain type of thing going on. Or we even talk about the axe guys.
Oh yeah. One of my favorites. Baluba Dian Wei. Another boomerang type character. For some reason, that axe always comes back. Everyone has in the Dynasty Warriors series has Milner technology, Molnir technology, and all of their weapons can come back on command.
They are all worthy is the statement. Every single Dynasty Warrior.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about Dynasty Warriors? Do you like this series? Do you love killing everything? Not everything, but most things. Just being super powerful. Let us know in the comments, and thanks for listening.